ಬಹಳ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಯ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ. ಈಗ ಕೊನೆಯ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. The last one that I have today is Social Engineering Applied to Kalyana Revolution by Vijaya Kammar and Vachana Mandara, Tumkur, Karnataka. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹರೀಶ್ ಅವರು will be ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. So let's listen to the next video.
To all my brothers and sisters spread across the globe, Namaste and Sharanu Sharanarthigalu. My heartfelt best wishes of Basava Jayanti to you all. I am very much humbled and honored by the opportunity given to me by VSNA and Basava Samiti. International Basava Jayanti 2022. It is now almost 900 years since socio-economic revolution in Kalyana. Even today we talk about universal significance of Basaveshwara's messages, which itself speaks about the volume and greatness of his tenets of social equality and justice. Comparative study of 12th century revolution shows Basaveshwara was a great thinker and his teachings are universally accepted. Basaveshwara and Sharanas brought the breeze of equality in the society, wherein the situation was highly disturbed under the influence of apartheid in 12th century. Now let us talk about the Kalyana, the city of hope. There are many vachanas which says about Kalyana. A vachana of Akka Mahadevi says all about Kalyana. ಕಲ್ಯಾಣವೆಂಬುದಿನ್ನಾರಿಗೆ ಹೊಗಬಹುದು, ಹೊಗಬಾರದು ಅಸಾಧ್ಯವಯ್ಯ. ಆಸೆ ಆಮಿಷ ಅಳಿದಂಗಲ್ಲದೆ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣದ ತಲಡಿಯಿಡಬಾರದು. ಒಳಹೊರಗು ಶುದ್ಧನಾದಂಗಲ್ಲದೆ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣವ ಹೊಗಬಾರದು. ನೀನಾರಂಬುದ ಹರಿದಂಗಲ್ಲದೆ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣದ ಒಳಗು ತಿಳಿಯಬಾರದು. ಚೆನ್ನಮಲ್ಲಿಕಾರ್ಜುನಂಗೊಲಿದು ಉಭಯ ಲಜ್ಜೆ ಅಳಿದನಾಗಿ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣವಂ ಕಂಡು ನಮೋ ನಮೋ ಎನ್ನುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆನು. Here Akka Mahadevi mentions about the inner and outer glory and essence of purity Kalyana, which gives the proof of existence of Kalyana. The meaning of Vachana goes like this: who can enter Kalyana? One cannot just step in. It is impossible. Without dying to desire and temptations, one cannot take a step towards Kalyana. Without becoming pure inside and outside, one cannot step into Kalyana. Without giving up on you and I, one cannot know the inner essence of Kalyana. As I overcome the bashfulness or self-absorption, both inside and outside, in love with Channamallikarjuna, looking at the holy city of Kalyana, I was saying, Namo Namo. This is what Akka Mahadevi says about the Kalyana, the city of hope. Now let us talk about the background of Kalyana. The revolution of Kalyana happened neither for women, nor for wealth, nor for the land, but to establish the equality of a human being by whipping out the discrimination of color and classes. Revolution in Kalyana was a very complicated and complex. On one side monarchy, and on the other side people from lower classes. The strong opposition to Basaveshwara's philosophy of equality. The intellectuals and opposite of them are uneducated class, financially strong class, and the opposite to them was a poor people. Priests class who are exploiting the poor people, and people who are depending on their daily work opposite to them. In this, many Sharanas have sacrificed their life. In the nutshell, it was a chaos from personal to society. ಅಂದರೆ ವ್ಯಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಸಮಷ್ಟಿಯವರೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಕ್ಷುಬ್ಧವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವಾತಾವರಣ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. Basaveshwara had a tough time to solve these issues, and the best part is he succeeded. Kalyana revolution was a diverse revolution. In the sense, it was literature revolution, meaning Sahitya Kranti, a religion revolution, meaning Dharmika Kranti, a social revolution, meaning Samajika Kranti, economic revolution, in the sense Arthika Kranti, moral revolution, in the sense Naitika Kranti. Now let us talk about the contemporary application of Basava's philosophy or the Basavaji Sharana's philosophy of the 12th century. Today's younger generation believes in successful process. A successful process is the one which produces the results. We can glorify or make a statement with many adjectives, many names or anything. Unless it produces the result, it is failure. This is what today's younger generation is believing. Now we can answer with the modern social engineering study about the 12th century revolution. There are four basic principles in the social engineering. One is problem definition, another is headline management, another is edge analogy, and the last is the stability of economy. Now problem definition in the sense caste system, we can say one of the example, identifying the gap between the current issues, that is a problem, and the desired output, that is goal, is a process or a product. It involves diagnosing the situation so that focus on a real problem and not on its symptoms, but the strategies are hidden. Now let us correlate this problem definition with the Basaveshwara philosophy. Now what happens is, even before coming to Kalyana, Basaveshwara chalked out the plan of reforms. This is the thought process of Basaveshwara, the problem definition. We can recall the Upanayana, a thread ceremony, wherein Basaveshwara rejected the ritual and went to Kodala Sangama. So Basaveshwara started implementing his reforms brick by brick when he reached the Kalyana. One such reality is a discrimination of the lower section of the society by practicing a ladder system of castes in the society, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. That means ಶ್ರೇಣೀಕೃತ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿನ ಅಸಮಾನತೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಡೆದೋಡಿಸುವ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಸವಣ್ಣನವರು ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರತರಾಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಸವೇಶ್ವರ took great leap forward movement to create classless society, casteless society, free from institutionalization, free from a gender bias, free from priests, free from superiority and inferiority complex in the society. In the nutshell, we can say the only philosopher who advocated metamorphosis or transformation or a renovation in the society as a whole is Basaveshwara. Now, understanding the leadership of Basaveshwara through one Greenleaf Center for Servant Leadership. Robert Greenleaf was a founder of the Greenleaf Center for Servant Leadership. Robert Greenleaf says good leaders must first become good servants. Western thinkers and social reformers should make a note of it. This is exactly Basaveshwara did when he started his journey to transform the society. Now let us understand the leadership of Basaveshwara through one vachana. ಭಕ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಬಡವನಾನಯ್ಯ ಕಕ್ಕಯ್ಯನ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಬೇಡಿದೆ, ಚೆನ್ನಯ್ಯನ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಬೇಡಿದೆ, ದಾಸಯ್ಯನ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಬೇಡಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಪುರಾತರು ನೆರೆದು ಭಕ್ತಿ ಭಿಕ್ಷೆಯನಿಕ್ಕಿದರೆ ಎನ್ನ ಪಾತ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಿತ್ತು ನೋಡ ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗಮ ದೇವ. This is one of the best vachana which says all about the leadership quality of Basaveshwara. The meaning of vachana is, I am a poor man without devotion, begged in front of homes of Kakkaya, a tanner, Chennaya, a bamboo artisan, and also a Dasaya, a weaver. All the great devotees of Shiva poured their love, affection and devotion to my begging bowl. The bowl is overflowed with their blessings to transform the whole society. This vachana says all about Basaveshwara's power of illuminating the society by his visionary and divine thinking. With that, he transformed the whole society. Basaveshwara's great leadership quality is highlighted in this vachana. A few leaders of the world could reach and achieve this level of captaincy. Basaveshwara himself arrived at the doorstep of a weaker section of the society who are looked down upon in the society, leaving behind his prestige and power. See, Basaveshwara was the prime minister and he was the finance minister of the in the Kalyana kingdom. He himself arrived at the doorstep of weaker section of the societies. Thereby, people believed and trusted Basveshwara and followed him with commitment. He removed a psychological barrier between him and exploited classes. People from all classes and mass executed the social responsibility and the accountability which changed the whole ambience. Basveshwara's great attitude was a self-motivation and inclusiveness. He ignited the minds of the common people. Finally, Basveshwara says in the above vachana, all the people came out and filled my bowl of aspirations. That's why I was able to bring the breeze of equality in the society. The result is a bowl of enlightened inner consciousness in the name of Basveshwara, and each and every individuals contributed to fill the bowl with their enlightened soul. This is a revolution. This revolution was a result of Basveshwara's great theory of leadership, which is till today relevant, which our younger generation should make a note of it. Today's generation is capable of doing good things, but need to understand the power and ambience of inclusiveness. Basveshwara never tried to teach them, but he himself became an example. Basveshwara read the minds of the people and entered their heart and soul. The revolution was on the minds of the people and not on the ground. That is why it was a successful revolution. As a citizen of a modern world, we need to take a note of the inclusiveness, social responsibility, and social accountability to carry forward the legacy of nation building in these turbulent times of social misbehavior. Now, let us talk about the second principle, headline management. I will take here one gender equality as a headline management principle. Headline management summarizes overall content of a serious issues or views to create the maximum effect. It makes a decision based on keyword in a headline indicates special commitment to the issue. A headline's purpose is to quickly capture and briefly draw attention to the issue or the story. Gender equality in 12th century, now here is the headline. Let us understand the gender equality and its contemporary application through a headline management principle. Now, one Dr. Stephanie Tavalama, a French research scholar, did research at Center for South Asian Studies, CNRS EHESS, on electoral reservations, political representation, and social changes in India. In her research book, she mentioned about the importance of women in India. She says, a woman as an objective of reverence is the speciality of India. We worship Durga as a goddess of power, Lakshmi as a goddess of wealth, and Saraswati as a goddess of learning. Women were given a freedom of expression in the 12th century at Anubhava Mantapam. Vachanas written during 12th century says all that freedom and equality given to women. Now let us correlate this with the present day scenario. In America, though elections were held since 1779, women got the voting rights only in 1924. Black women got voting rights in 1940. In England, elections were held from centuries. Women got the voting rights in 1926. In Germany and France in 1945. In Switzerland, women got voting rights only in 1972. But at the All India Depressed Classes Women's Conference held at Nagpur on 20th July 1940, Dr. Ambedkar emphasized that there could not be any progress without participation of the women. When we got independence, voting power was given without a debate. Now, to substantiate this headline management, the gender equality, I will quote one of the Basveshwara's vachana here. ಲಿಂಗವ ಪೂಜಿಸಿ ಫಲವೇನಯ್ಯ ಸಮರತೆ ಸಮಕಳೆ ಸಮಸುಖವ ಅರಿಯದನ್ನಕ್ಕ ಲಿಂಗವ ಪೂಜಿಸಿ ಫಲವೇನಯ್ಯ ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗಮ ದೇವರ ಪೂಜಿಸಿ ನದಿಯೊಳಗೆ ನದಿ ಬೆರೆಸಿದನ್ನಕ್ಕ. Meaning of this vachana is worshipping linga is a waste of time if you are unable to treat your wife equal and unable to justify gender discrimination, unable to treat your relatives as equal to you, unable to treat your neighbors equal to you. What is the use of worshipping linga when we come out and unable to blend and gel with the society like two rivers joined together? What is the use of worshipping linga and not able to worship Kudala Sangama Deva without whole heart? Now, with this, I conclude only by saying ordinary people created extraordinary society in the 12th century. This is not just a statement, but the sheer truth. Sharnas lived their life as an ordinary people. Their ideologies and values of life are very high. We need to understand those values and adopt in our life. In this modern days, where globalization and liberalization are bringing each and every country closer and closer, the society is getting more and more complicated. In this complex scenario, the culture and tradition models and principle of India are much more relevant today. Thank you very much, and thank you VSNA and Basavatsya Samiti for the great opportunity, and thank you to my brothers and sisters for the patient listening. Thank you very much.
ಸಹೋದರ ವಿಜಯ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ we really appreciate a wonderful speech given by you, a very good presentation, looking at Kalyana Kranti, the aspects of Kalyana Kranti in a very unique way. And next, we are entering into the last segment of our program,